Hi, and welcome to episode 61 of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, what I'm just going to be covering today is really actually last Sunday was the final of Wells tennis tournament. And it ended up being the more favored players right now at this time that ended up being in the final. On the men's side, it was Carlos Alcaraz and then Danille Medvadev. And then on the women's side, it ended up being Iga Swiatek and then Maria Sakkari. So they were both good finals, but however, the cream of the crop actually ended up winning the tournament. Carlos Alcaraz beat Daniil Medvadev actually 7-6, 6-1. So he kind of ran away in the second set. So he must have really he has been really playing good. He's rated number 2 in the world right now behind Novak Djokovic. So who knows now with Djokovic actually exiting that tournament rather early in the week, just had a bad day. And then with that, then Iga Swiatek actually beat Maria Sakkari 6-4, 6-0. So Iga Swiatek, she's really been playing very, very well. She hits the ball so clean and can get around and very fast. She actually has took over the number 1 spot once Ash Barty left the women's game at number 1. She took up over the number 1 spot and then just hasn't really relinquished that spot very much in the last couple of years. Kind of let go of it for a little bit to Arina Sabalenka from Russia, but she regained that number 1 spot back. And then Carlos Alcaraz, he's nipping at the heels of Novak Djokovic right now. So it's ended up being a very good tournament all the way around. Some very, very good matches. And now what they've done is they've actually then now gone over to Miami tennis tournament, Miami Open, which actually what they ended up doing there is what they do is they have a stadium and they make the tennis venue out of a football stadium there. So it's really kind of cool. So it's kind of quaint, and they make the courts and make the stadium and produce that, and where you can watch it there. And kind of an interesting thing too is then to get to and from the stadium from the parking lot, they actually have a tram, up in the air tram that you take the little tram across on the cables, and then you get off at the stadium, and then you go in, and then you can watch the tennis matches then with that. So it does make it very interesting, kind of a venue to actually take a look at and watch. And then from that, they're actually then next month they're going to be starting then for the start of the clay court season, starting off at Charleston, South Carolina, with the Charleston Open tennis. And that is a WTA event. So that will be a very good event to watch too. That's the starting of the clay court season, then running into Monte Carlo, and then a few other clay tournaments building up to then the French Open clay court Grand Slam tournament then. So with that, it does get them started, and it's kind of a kickstart to the clay season at that particular time at Charleston, South Carolina. Now, also you YouTubers, if you do, be sure and like and subscribe and make a comment to my channel. And I have been got a few things in the works for phone interviews. They just haven't come to fruition yet, but I am working on that. And then you podcasters, I'll be doing the racket of the day pretty soon. And if you do want to take a look at the racket of the day, then be sure and do that. And take a look at the racket of the day. If you want to see that racket, then go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and please subscribe and like and make a comment, because I do like, and I'd like to know kind of what you'd like to see or hear for what I do with my podcast. So I do thank you for that. But getting back to that part of it there too, with that, in having the aspect of the starting of the clay court season, and from what I gather, Rafa will be playing some of the clay court season. So you'll have Rafa and Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz all playing on the clay circuit this year. And so we'll kind of see how that kind of goes about with the big three now with that. So we'll kind of take a look at that and see how that pans out with the big three now, since Roger Federer has retired. And then there's going to be a few other small tournaments in between. And so it's just a big starting of the year and the majors, leading up to the majors at this particular time. And so that's kind of the way that is going. But like I said, I will definitely try to be getting a little bit more phone interviews in. I do have one out there that hopefully I can get, and it'll be an interesting one too. From previous episodes I've done, episode 44 and 45, I featured a couple of rackets by E.I. Horseman, and that's an interesting aspect of that manufacturer right there. So that'll be an interesting kind of a tidbit if I can, once I get a hold of the person I need to be talking to on that particular aspect of it too. So you YouTubers, if you want to be sure and subscribe, like, and make a comment, and you podcasters do the same. Make a comment, like, and if you do want to take a look at the racket of the day, you can certainly do that. Go to my YouTube, Tennis Volley Talk. So, with that too. So today is not going to be all that long of a show, but I just kind of wanted to let you know kind of what's in the works and what I'm trying to do. And hopefully I will get a few more phone interviews, which will then I can do the phone interview where I'll pause it, kind of let you know where I was in my tennis career at the time. And then hopefully I might be able to get, somebody big. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm trying. So with this, I just do want to say then with that, this is the racket of the day. It is actually called the Davis Cup racket, and it's a Wright-Ditzen company racket. So, and then there's the old logo of the Wright-Ditzen with that logo. Now, this racket is probably has nylon strings in it, so it has been restrung. Probably had the actually catgut or cowgut strings in it. Still strung very nice though. It's really amazingly tight. You could actually probably still hit a tennis ball with this too, and it probably wouldn't phase it too much. It's really kind of a nice, very nice racket here too. Nice wood on it. It has the wrapped handle on it instead of the wood handle there. And then I would probably put this racket in. So somewhere probably about the probably in about the 1940s, very late 30s into the 40s, maybe 50-ish, right in that area. is how old I would put this racket at. And but it has a very nice wood on it, nice coloring too. It kind of has the little different colored wood part of it here. It's kind of, and it has a different wood texture to it here, as where it says Davis Cup. And of course, then we all know Davis Cup, and that's a very big event with all the nations of playing in Davis Cup. And so hopefully this year the U.S. will do better and good in the Davis Cup and take it from there and see what happens with that. So with this, it's a very good racket. It's for championship play. So that's what it's really for, championship play, the Davis Cup Wright-Didson. And those were two businessmen. One was a sporting goods guy. One was an ex-baseball player, pitcher for back in the day for, I believe it was a Chicago White Stockings, but I'm not quite sure on that. But he was a pro baseball player with the team. And so that's, they kind of combined their forces together. And it was back in the 1800s. When Wright-Didson really actually was formed. And then those two hooked together. One was a businessman, one was a pro baseball player manager at the time. So that's kind of a little bit of the history behind Wright-Didson, which I told you that before. So just kind of getting a little bit into that with that too. So with the very nice, good, still old, good wood tennis racket, still strung very tight. You can tell it barely moves whenever you try to move the strings. They wouldn't move too much, and I could probably get out and actually hit a tennis ball with this racket still because of the tight string job that it does have. Old nylon strings are what these are, so not the catgut or cowgut, but they still did have these strings right here, which are actually then known for back in the day. If you spun for the racket, instead of saying up or down with the symbol that would be on the bottom of the butt of the racket, you would actually then spin it and then say either knots, which would be the knots, which would be on this side, or smooth, which would be on that side, to say, who won the serve, to be able to serve. So with that too, that's the racket that I do have for racket of the day. So you podcasters, like I said, if you do want to take a look at it, go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, make a comment, like, subscribe. You YouTubers, please like, subscribe, whatever you, and let me know what you like in what I can do a little with this. And if you do like the over the phone interviews, which I've done, so if you get back to me and let me know one way or the other in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, on both ways for the YouTubers and then also the podcasters out there that will be hearing this podcast later on. So with that in mind, I do thank you for listening to me today, and I will be getting some stuff put together and hopefully get some phone interviews going, and then take it from there. So there again, if you guys are playing outside in the warm climates, keep on doing it and keep on playing, keep getting out and hitting that tennis ball. And for all of us that may be playing inside still, keep on playing, and then just waiting for the summer circuit to start. So we'll take it from there. But once it starts, then we'll get outside, and we like playing outside as much as we can. So thank you very much, and everybody have a very nice week this week, and thank you.